FIFA Ultimate Team, what was once a game mode where there was only a limited amount of things that you could do. You could play online, you could play versus the computer, or you can trade. You can still play those games and trade, but nowadays there's so many more things to do, such as being able to go through squad battles, complete SBCs, complete foot draft, and participate within foot champions, and it can be very overwhelming. So in this video, we are going to be going through absolutely everything, from starting an Ultimate Team to going through absolutely every single game mode, and eventually get into your first 100k. And if you do follow this tutorial, you should be able to do all of this within just a couple of days, depending how much time you put into the game. Before getting into the video though, if you do enjoy this type of content, get tutorials about FIFA Ultimate Team, teaching you how to trade and how to play through things the most efficient way possible, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload. Getting back into the video, the first thing that you need to do is actually go into Ultimate Team. You can select this through the menu and this will run you through a couple things to begin with, even giving you somewhat of a tutorial. And this will allow you to see your starter team, you can select kits and also badges which will be with you for the beginning of the game. It's worth noting that the starter team that you get will be based around the nationality you select at the beginning. I selected England, so that led to the majority of my players being in the starter squad being English, and it's the same for other nationalities. So if you know what route you want to go down to later in the game, you can select the nationality to back the type of team that you want to make. But in most cases, it really doesn't matter because you'll be swapping out all of these players for much better players later on. As part of the Ultimate Team tutorial, you'll be forced to swap out a player, and you can choose whatever player you want, being a goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, or even striker. For this, I recommend that you go striker, and if you do have somewhat of an idea of the type of team you want to build later on, then you can always go for that specific nationality or that specific league. So for example, I always try to build my first team as a Prem, so therefore I went for Aubameyang as my striker because I knew he was going to give me the biggest benefit. After this is done, you are now in Ultimate Team. You will still get little hints here and there when entering into different game modes within the menu, but this is EA done showing you the ropes. Now it's down to you to get your first couple of games, start building up some coins, and actually build a much better team. Now when starting out, you'll have nothing, so unfortunately you can't actually buy any players. So the first thing that you're forced to do is go into your first game. You only have your starter team, so I definitely recommend that you do not go anywhere near online games unless you know that you're a very good player. At this stage of FIFA, if you go into an online game, you are almost guaranteed to be coming up to a team which is stacked with very good players. We're talking high rated players, team of the years, and even icons, but you will be stuck with your starter team. So therefore, I recommend going through squad battles. This allows you to verse the computer at any difficulty that you are comfortable at. And this will give you coins for every single match that you play, but it'll also give you points. The more games you play, the more points you have, and that will define your ranking. That ranking will then give you rewards every single week. So this is the best place to start. When going into your first game, do not use your gold loan player. Save this player for when you do actually play an online game, because it will give you a much bigger benefit when playing against other players rather than playing against AI. The squad battle matches does take some time, but at least you're guaranteed to have a good reward at the end of it. You also want to take this time at the beginning of the game to complete objectives. Objectives are broken down into a couple different areas. You have teams, season progress, objectives, milestones, and foundations. All of these areas have different objectives for you to complete, and by completing these objectives, you'll get different rewards, from packs to coins to even players. At the beginning, you will not be able to claim the best players, but this can give you a head start by giving you some extra players to put into your club, which can be used for other things later, or it can just give you a few extra coins. So look at the challenges under Foundation. This is your best bet. This will teach you the basics of Ultimate Team. You'll have to go through very simple objectives such as change the player's position, change the club name, top up player contracts, top up manager contracts, win a squad battle match, play a featured squad, play team of the week, play 5 squad battle matches, and there's so many more. From all of this being squad battles and the objectives, you should be able to get a couple hundred coins here and there. Most players at this stage make the mistake of using those coins to improve their squad by buying new players. Do not do this. Buying a player here to use in your team will not increase how much money you get from games. So you may get 500 coins, use those 500 coins to buy a player to go back down to 0, go into the next game, and you will still get 500 coins again. Just keep playing through squad battles, just keep going through objectives, And eventually when you get a couple thousand coins, we can move on to the next step, which is trading. For trading, you need to head over to the transfer market on the foot menu, and this is where you can see all the players listed. And at this stage, you don't have hundreds of thousands of coins, so you are limited to what you can do. But it is a very simple method which takes no effort whatsoever, where you could be making coins by selling on players and whilst also playing matches at the exact same time. And this is when things really start to ramp up. So when looking on the transfer market, the first thing you want to do is select gold common. After this, you want to select the minimum bid price at 300 and the maximum bid price at 550. What this will do is show all the different common gold players between this price range. What you just want to do is go through the transfer market and see any of these players have bids on. If any of these players have bids on, it shows that players are interested in that specific player. From there, you can back out the menu and search that player's name specifically. The next step is just to find the minimum buy now of this player. You do this by higher or lowering the maximum buy now, until you can only find one page of this player. Once there is only one page, you now know the minimum buy now price that you can sell that player for. Now the final thing for you to do is take a couple hundred coins away from that buy now price, and then there you go. That's what you're going to be bidding on that player for. You select that player's name, select that as the max bid, and then just go through the whole player list until you run out of coins. So as an example, I came across a player called Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams' minimum buy now price was anywhere between 800 to 900 coins. So I went through and bulk bid anywhere between 350 to 400 coins. Now you won't be able to get every single card, some cards will be outbidded and you will lose that player. But for the cards that you do get anywhere between 350 to 400 coins, you can then sell that on for the minimum buy now being 800 to 900 coins, and there you go, you've simply just doubled your coins. Because this is such an easy method, you can bid on every single player, and some of those players may take 20, 30, maybe even 40 minutes to expire. And instead of just waiting around, this is when you'll play your games. That way you have a constant rotation. You'll find a specific player that has player interest, you'll then bid on that player endlessly until you run out of coins. Instead of waiting, you'll go into a squad battles match. As soon as that squad battle match is finished, which can take around 20 minutes, you'll be back within the FIFA menus, see what players that you've managed to win. If you did manage to win any, list them for the minimum buy now, go and find another player to bid on, and then go back into a squad battles match again. This is where things really start to ramp up quickly, especially if you're able to double your coins for the players that you're able to buy. And you're going to carry on doing this, rinse and repeat until you get anywhere between 10 to 20k in your account. And this might take some time depending on how lucky you get with trades or how much time you put in. But once you do have 10 to 20k, now it's time to buy your first team. You want to buy a full rare gold team. I recommend going through any of the top leagues and building a team around that specific league, either being Premier League, Ligue 1, Serie A, Bundesliga or La Liga. Don't try anything fancy here, just build a solid full league side to get a good rating and 100 chemistry. As said earlier, I wanted to build a Premier League team. That's why I selected Aubameyang as my gold loan player. Aubameyang could very easily fit within my team, and it does mean that I can earn some coins out of him despite not actually putting up the price to buy that player. This is a free loan player, so this benefits me because it's one less player that I need to buy. I would also recommend taking the time to work on some custom tactics under squad actions. This is where you can change up your tactics, formation, instructions, and player role. It is far too in depth for me to go through it in just this video, but there are plenty of tutorials out there to help you out. So definitely take some time to figure out what is the best custom tactics for the type of team that you have. But once the team is finally put together, now it's time when you go into some online games. With your gold squad active, head over to Play, Division Rivals, and Play Division Rivals. As you're new to the game, you will need to complete your placement matches. These are 5 games that decide your skill within the game. This is online play, so you will be playing against other players. And at this stage of FIFA, you will be coming up to some insanely good teams. This is why I told you to get a good gold team with 100 chemistry rather than just going straight into Division Rivals with your starter squad. With a gold team, we are just increasing the chances of you being able to win these games. If you manage to win all of these games, this can set you up for a very long time, because placement matches give you very good rewards. You need to play 5 different games. If you manage to win all 5 of those games, you will get 124,000 coins. On the other end of this, if you do lose every single one of these games, you will only be getting 10 10,000 coins. Now profit's profit at the end of the day, but obviously you want to be going for that 124,000 coins. That's a huge amount of coins at this stage within the game, and it could set you up to make an absolutely amazing team, or it can set you up to start trading, which would give you more coins in the long run. At this stage, you still want to be doing what I said earlier. You want to be trading by doing the method that I showed, bidding on as many different players as possible. Instead of waiting for those players to expire, you want to be playing a match. Instead of doing a squad battles match this time, you are actually going to be going through division rivals. After this game, you will go back into the menus, see which players you managed to win, list them on the transfer market, and then go through the method again to bid on as many different players as possible. Rinse and repeat until you complete all 5 games. After completing the games, you will get your coin reward straight away. You do not have to wait for it, but you'll also be placed in a division. From this point onwards, you pretty much have done the hard part. You've managed to go from 0 to a very decent amount of coins whilst also having a full goal team to play with. Now it's about focusing on the other game modes within the game, going into things that you enjoy doing the most. You can carry on doing what you're doing. Keep using this trader method, and whilst waiting for items to expire, you can just work on division rivals to get coins. This will also eventually lead to FUT Champions. FUT Champions is still online gameplay. You play against other players, but this time it's in a much more competitive nature. You play games and the goal is to win games. The more games you win, the better your reward is at the end of the week. If you don't like playing against other players, you can carry on doing squad battles. Squad battles is against the AI, and the premise is very similar. You play games, get points. The more points you get, the bigger and better the rewards. The only difference is now you don't have the stress of playing against other players. If you're not a fan of this, you can take a completely different route. You have FUT Draft. FUT Draft costs 15,000 coins to enter or 300 FIFA points. You get to build a much better team than the current team that you have. This giving you the opportunity to select the best players within the game, and then you need to go on to win 4 matches in a row. Yet again, the more matches you win, the bigger and better the reward. Finally get into 4 matches out of 4 where you get the best reward. If you don't want to play any matches at all against AI or other players, the other option is SBCs. SBCs stand for Squad Builder Challenges, and they give you a requirement to build a specific type of team or use specific type of players. And once you meet those requirements, you can trade those players in and you will get rewards from it, either being players, packs, or coins. You can start this by going into SBCs and selecting Let's Get Started. There's 3 very easy SBCs in here that require bronze players, and these bronze players can be used to get more bronze players or even silver players, which helps you stack up your club. They are very easy rewards and definitely worth it because you can use those players again to get even more of these SBCs completed in the future. And you must complete this Let's Get Started SBC before you move on to the other SBCs. And finally, you can do what I do, which is trade. I enjoy trading more than anything. Buy players cheap and sell them on for a profit. There's loads of different ways for trade, and in this video I have just gone through what I do at the beginning of starting a new ultimate team. And on this channel I will be going through many other ways that you can trade within this game. But anyway guys, that's exactly how you start an ultimate team. This is the best way for you to hit that ground running, to start getting coins into your account, and then you can use those coins to go into whatever it is you want to go into. With this you can get anywhere between 50k all the way up to 200k, depending how lucky you get with trades, the time you put in, and if you manage to win all 5 games when starting out. Those placement games can give you a huge amount of 124,000 coins. If you do manage to win all those games, you will be set up for a very long time. If you're unfortunate enough to lose every single game, then that's still fine. You still get coins out of it, and those coins can be used to put into trades, SBCs, or even your squad to get more coins out of it in the long run. So it's perfectly fine. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.